Hello and welcome everybody to Wednesday night racing action over here with the Vigilante Racing League, where it's throwback night at Rockingham. And if you guys know anything about this Vigilante Racing League, well, they go hard. So we got a lot of great paints, a lot of great racing in a beautiful track here tonight, all in store for you for this fantastic show. So without further ado, let's get things all kicked off and started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these fantastic races wouldn't be able to be brought to you without some fantastic sponsors, such as Blue Fox Properties. Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, an associate broker over there, has a ton of experience with buying and selling homes all the way across that US of A. So be sure to get in contact him at 520-850-4189. Whether you're looking to buy or sell your house, he's home based out of that Tucson, Arizona area, which if you know anything about there, man, it's absolutely beautiful. Nice hardscapes. Don't have to worry about too much grass or anything. So I know a lot of people hate mowing during the summertime. Well, head on out there and give old Mayberry a call, as he can definitely help you on out there to buy or sell that house, because this housing market is absolutely insane. Don't do it alone, and get yourself a good quality realtor today. And you know what's even better? You can call them and get a free consultation. In this world, anything that you can get free, you might as well take it. So thank you, Dave and Blue Fox Properties, for sponsoring these Vigilante Racing League races for this part of the season. Well, as always, I am Alan Brown, and I am so excited here for tonight. Already seeing some fantastic paint jobs, and I am joined by a man who appreciates them just as much, and that's Mr. Alan English here in the booth with me. Alan, I know we're getting ready to see 150 laps live here with these guys, but they do a heck of a job of trying to keep this one clean for especially a shorter track.
Yeah, and I mean, we are seeing some pretty high temps out there. The track temp is in triple digits currently. It looks like the track state just reset. Now it says 98 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to be pretty warm out there for qualifying as these guys start to try to set a fast lap to get a good spot in the starting order. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We love these 1 milers. They always produce some great racing out there. It's you know, we're going to see how hard it is for these guys to pass out there in these trucks. But fingers crossed, I think we're going to see a good one here tonight.
And we shall, as we head on down there to Adam Turner. Adam, It's going to be a great night tonight, as always, here coming from the Rockingham Motor Speedway. And anytime that we see trucks here, things definitely seem to kind of turn out pretty good.
Yeah, there's going to be some hatred left out on the track tonight, though, I believe. 150 laps, it's only a mile long. There's going to be some tight spots in this track where we will see some activity and we'll see some fun. It's going to wear on these tires, and speaking of tires, we're going to have 2 fast repairs, 55% fuel, only 4 sets of tires for 150 laps. That's going to be tough. You're going to have to manage those tires real well to win this thing. 25 incident points, you're going to get a penalty. There's not going to be disqualification, but you'll start getting handed out penalties. And English stole my thunder on the track. It is hot.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay. We're friends. But it's going to wear on those tires even more because of the heat on the track. But all in all, I like this track. We'll see if these guys can produce tonight.
Indeed, as we take a look at tonight's race info, as you can see there, the beautiful track map of this old style race surface. Not quite as even as it looks. One corner is slightly different from the other, so 1 and 2 is just a little bit different than 3 and 4, so these drivers will have to be careful of that. But also looking at that weather, it is kind of bright and sunshiny, which means that track temp could spike up there, and these drivers also have to be prepared for that. Bringing us down here to tonight's key to the race. Man, not only do you got to manage those tires, manage your fuel, you just got to manage them feet. Man, we've seen it time and time again at these miles or these shorter tracks where you have to do a lot of heavy braking or heavy lifting or anything like that. You got to be very careful with the inputs that you throw into the truck.
You do. And sorry, English, I just wanted to point out, the 13 Earl Evans is out on the track with an amazing throwback paint right now, if you can catch that, Brown. He's in the 13 truck. The front end of it is amazing. Thank you, Earl. Our sponsor, not sponsor vehicle tonight.
Unofficially sponsored by Triple A Rock.
I don't know what throwback that is, but it's
Mike Waltrip.
Okay, I like him. That's a good paint scheme. Anyway, tonight is throwback night, so we'll get to check out all the cool paints. And he just crashed, so that's perfect for AAA. No, I'm sorry, English. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. I was just going to mention that something we hadn't really talked about with this. This is a 1 miler, okay? Race is like a short track. It virtually is pretty much a short track. I have a hard time calling stuff that's a mile long a short track, but it races like one. And look at the truck count, guys. 39 entries so far. 39. So you're right about the contact thing. It's going to happen because they're going to run out of room quick. You're going to catch up to lap cars quick. It's going to be mayhem out there. So you really got to manage the room around you as well. So we'll see if these guys are courteous with one another tonight.
Yeah, hopefully that is the case. Goodness gracious, 39? 39?
So much, man.
Oh my goodness. Well, either way, what's beautiful about it is I think every single one of them has a throwback paint here tonight. So, man, when Jess and Lori put out the challenge, man, these guys definitely do rise up to it.
Yeah, they really love participating in stuff like this. We got some awesome car painters out there, including Ricky Wittenberg, who, D&D Race Graphics. That guy could paint a mean car or truck, and I think he's painted quite a few of these out here. They're usually the most colorful ones too.
Most of the time, I would say that. I would 100% say that. His cars are a little muted here tonight. Saw him driving around with the Paul brothers and having some fantastic schemes down there. As Russ Kilgore trying to... he's finishing on up here as... Well, looks like the session's all finished on up, so it is race time here as these drivers head on down into their cars one more time. And we're going to get this party all started on up. Give us 1 second here. Yes. We take a look tonight at tonight's starting grid with the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. Well, during practice, he may have wanted to leave the track, but he doesn't want to leave it now. He's sitting up there on pole position. He's going to have the 92 of Greg Klein starting to his outside. 7 of Russ Kilgore, probably the highest I think we've ever seen him start, is going to be starting here in third tonight. The 66 of Todd Smith as well is going to be starting up here in fourth. 18, Andrew Player will start here in that fifth spot with the 33 of Jess Vaught on his outside. The 10 of Andrew Cawthon, he's going to start this one here in seventh with the 81 of Jonathan Osborne in eighth. 728, Timothy Pope has a pretty good starting spot up here in this top 10 ninth place spot with the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg, adding those two numbers together to get into this top 10.
Yeah, George Rincon in that 28 Goodweiser machine. He'll start in 11th. 12th will be Albert Anderson in that 747 truck on the outside. Mike Sabanovsky in the 34 will be starting in 13th place. 14th will be Mike Adamson in the 751. John Gallagher and Deion Jones make up row number 8. Row number 9 is going to be the 57 of Russ Endicott and the 14 of Dustin Eaton. Looks like rounding out your top 29, Earl Evans in that 13 machine, and Tony Pokes back with us in that 8.
29, Dave the Mouth Mayberry, 21st position. 753, Jeremiah Burke starts 22nd. 63, Joshua Oxendine, 23rd. Number 6, Austin Reeves, 24th. Oh, I got a little confusion on my computer. 64 of Trevor Robertson. Is that what you're showing?
I see Kelly Keel.
Okay, we'll go with Kelly Keel. Will be 25th. Number 2, David Emig, 26th. 76, Jeff Ottinger, 27th. 82, Michael Everidge, 28th. Dustin Wade is in 30th. That's what it's showing for me, guys. I know it's a little wacky at the beginning of the race. English, you got it from there?
Yeah, Gary Gotzo in the 50 will start 31st. 32nd will be David Fight in the 1. Let's see. Robert Jordan's going to start beside Austin Paul. Chandler Paul and Charlie Herkus going to make up 35th and 36th. 37th is going to be David Kelly. 38th place, Jonah Long, and rounding out your field in the back of the field here, the 64 of Trevor Robertson.
Yeah, see, on iRacing, they had mine bungled up a little bit, and then we have another scoring tablet. We have a lot of computer stuff going on, Brown. I don't know how you keep track.
You got to sort the G column on results, and it doesn't change during the parade laps.
Well, I did have it, but I guess I hit the wrong button. So it's operator
There's
error.
lots of buttons.
Okay. Well, thank you for helping me with that. And Brown, I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, absolutely. As the lights on that pace truck turn off, we get ready to go green flag racing here tonight for the first time.
Well, we've been looking forward to tracks like this for a while. I'm glad they put some good short tracks in the schedule. Rockingham's definitely a historic one. These guys are going to be fighting that tire wear all night. I can't wait to see how they manage these 4 sets of tires, because that's all they got.
It's going to be tough, just like that cold beverage you just popped. There's some
you
cool
heard that?
throwback.
I couldn't eat myself because I was talking.
There's some cool beer throwbacks. There's some Skull throwbacks, Mountain Dew throwback. We'll see them all tonight. And I hope we race like it's the 1970s tonight, because they got after it back then.
That they did. And speaking of getting after it, that pace truck is turning off of pit road or is turning onto pit road, I should say, as we speak, as the fans are ready here tonight at Rockingham. The green flag is out and away we go, side by side, down and across the line. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight. The 48 and the 92 battle side by side going into turns 1 and 2. Oh, Greg Klein already up into that outside walls, bouncing and spinning, coming back across the track. Thankfully, he got down to the apron without being able to hit anybody. That's a miracle within itself. That's going to allow that 7 of Russ Kilgore to move up a couple of spots, and the yellow flag does come back on out.
Yeah, we're waiting on iRacing to throw it, and they did not throw the flag. Lori right there on the button, though, before it got too bad. We did see some contact between the 5 and the 46 as well.
Cold tires?
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, lap 2, they're not warmed up and up to pressure yet.
Well, the outside line on this track is also very notoriously bumpy. So that could be an aspect of it too, because I mean, we don't normally see Greg Klein, and we've been racing with him for dang near 7 years now, Mr. English.
Yeah, it's
He
been
he don't make mistakes like that, and his truck just kept bouncing and bouncing. It was like the truck just wouldn't turn anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody has a bad day, though, you know.
well, it just threw. It looked like it threw him into the wall. The bounce and maybe the tire combination and fresh tires. I don't know. It didn't really affect too many people behind him. Did anybody else get collected a little bit? He looks like he's the only one with damage right now.
We saw
I
some
could be wrong.
secondary stuff, contact between the 46 and I think it was the 5. But like most guys, able to get it back down and kind of minimize damage when they did have contact. So that could have been a heck of a lot worse.
Could have been for sure. And 2 fast repairs. Looks like Klein is going to stay out there, not use his fast repairs. So that's his strategy. We are going to have a halfway point break, won't we?
Ooh,
here.
yes.
So
I'm looking at that incident between as they were trying to check it on up, and that was netcode. The
Was it
after
really?
Oh, was
the after respect with the 5 and the 46. Whew.
and that nasty netcode, it seems to be getting worse with these trucks, and
That doesn't
think-
just affect iRacing Super Speedway anymore, I guess.
we don't normally see that on the other vehicles quite as much. Yeah, it was, Brian. I looked at your replay. I think you're right.
Well, either way, we're going to get regrouped and stacked back up here as we get ready to try to head back down there and get some good green flag racing action on in here. Let's go ahead and talk to tonight's pole winner, and that's going to be Mr. Jack the Ripper Dixon, part of the Good Wiser Racing team. Hey, Jack, it's the guys in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Got a copy.
Well, I know you wanted to put that thing on a hauler here early, but you're able to find your way up to the front on that qualifying effort. Looking pretty good out there, and I know Greg Klein might have made you get a little nervous there at this start, but I got a feeling you guys will start to lock it in here when you get a rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I thought I maybe hugged him, or maybe he just wanted to get by me and get a good jump and went into the wall. But I'm glad that not everybody got wrecked out there, and we can continue on. But as soon as it goes single file, I think it'll be a good race.
Well, good luck to you and the rest of the Good Wiser team out there. I know you guys really been working at it this season. So continued good luck to you out there, buddy. Bring one home.
Yeah, thanks, brothers.
That was our friendly Canadian up there, despite his name of the Ripper.
Don't piss him off, though. That's for sure. He's
Well,
friendly.
I mean, he's Canadian. They're so friendly. He thought he gave Klein a hug. That's how friendly.
Yeah.
That's how friendly the Canadians are. Yeah, he had nothing to do with what happened to Klein.
No, but an interesting strategy here, though. I don't know. I think they implemented lane choice here, and he's chosen that outside lane.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where we saw Greg have that problem with those bumps as the pace truck peels on off into pit road, and we get ready to turn it on up once again. Green flag racing as they head side by side down and across the line. Ooh, the 66 behind the 48 spun the tires a little bit, broke a little loose, but he's able to gather it back up under control. The 7 of Russ Kilgore saying, you're going to start up on the outside and hit that wall just like that? I'm going to take the lead of this thing, and he slingshots all the way around and up to the front. The 33 of Jess Vaught is going to do the same. The 66 Todd Smith sliding into his spot here right in front of that 48 machine. Jonathan Osborne racing the pink machine here tonight continues to roll and trundle up through this field as well. He gets that spot on Andrew Player as we quickly start to single file out a little bit here, but that doesn't mean we don't have any racing going on at all. John Gallagher in the 123 right now. He's nose to tail with the 751 and the 34. Mike the Spy Sabanovsky. You also got the 4 Dion Jones racing that classic Mountain Dew paint scheme side by side with the 6 of Austin Reeves. Oh, we got another one up in the wall. Kelly Keel getting beaten and battered out there with looked like the 82 or the 83 Charlie Herkus or Mike Everidge getting up into him there.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly who it was. It happened so fast, and he dropped back really quick, but able to regain control here. Five's got a heck of a run moving up through
He
traffic.
sure did. Jonah Long was driving it like he stole it through Houston traffic right there, and he made some ground a little bit and didn't hit anybody, so that was even better.
It's like Keel might have a handling issue. He is a little bit slower, letting guys pass on the outside there. We'll have to keep an eye on the 01. Well, thanks everybody for joining us over there in the YouTube chat. Thanks to all of our viewers for sticking with us here tonight. Oh, we got the 2 around. Contact with the 64. David Emig and Trevor Robertson getting into it. That's the cause of the yellow flag out there.
Ooh, it was kind of like a step-by-step 3-wide action there. The one that David Fight was all the way up against the wall. Let's go ahead and head on up to our chopper camera to kind of watch this one. And just the 2 in the 64 starting to drift on up, getting into the 2 there. A little bit of sideways contact. Thankfully, nothing too hard of a hit. However, it was enough that the 2 was going around and starting to kind of block the track a little bit. So caution has been waived for the second time here tonight.
Yeah, I kind of saw it as the 2 came down a little bit. It's debatable. I don't think he saw him. It's no big deal. They didn't really damage anything. No real
Light tap.
danger. Yeah, and that's the good thing. On an incident like that, we can kind of get back racked up and racing, and without any damage that's really going to affect the truck.
No, and you know you're right on that one. I think it was one of those kind of like both drivers had different braking zones. It looked like the 2 was getting caught up in traffic, so he had to slow down a little bit earlier, heading on into the corner. And so the 64 saw that he had a run, and well, he was certainly gonna try to go for it.
Yeah, there's a couple different lines you can run here. I know it's kind of close quarters here, but you can kind of change your entry point and stuff, and just to take advantage of a little bit different field coming out. But let's take a second here to recognize some of the folks that are joining us tonight. Albert Anderson's Pop out there. Papa Albert joining us. Team Albert in the house tonight. Earl Evans said, "What's up, sponsors? Let's do this." He's excited about it tonight. Jack Dixon says, that lap time was because I was running away from the scary track, referencing something we talked about earlier with him looking like he was trying to drive through the pit barrier there back to the garage during practice session. But, Jack, good sport out there. Sarah Vaught out here pulling for Vigilant Andy and Team Tang tonight. Thank you for joining us once again, Sarah. Josh Bender says, not really a surprise that Jack took pole position. The dude's an actual short track race car driver. We have seen some pictures of some races he's participated in. He picked up a win here not too long ago. I saw a Victory Lane picture. What is that class he runs up there?
Oh, it's like
Bone
I
stock?
think it's bone stock. Bone stock, like 4-cylinder or something like that. I forget what it is, but yeah, he does a heck of a lot of it.
Reeves Brother Racing out there, pulling for the driver of the 6 machine, Austin Reeves. Thank you, Reeves Brothers Racing.
Well, I just checked my messages. Brown, am I still needed in the HR hauler after the race, or am I going to be okay? Or
No, they were calling just to making sure you weren't too hungover in your trailer and was aware that it was about ready to go race time. You know.
Well, the Bloody Marys are usually at about 7:30 my time. You know, sorry I was a little late. We'll hash it out. We'll do better next time.
Lights on that pace truck are off, so we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. And how about this name up at the front? That we'll see him up at the front at the ends of races, but we haven't seen him here at the beginning of them. That's Rocket Man Russ Kilgore. He's got one of those Tesla rocket motors in side of that thing now.
Yeah, it's good to see the 7 running up there. That Rod Becker Ford F-150. See what he's got for the 66 on this restart.
We shall, as the pace truck peels on off down into pit lane here. We go back to side-by-side green flag racing down and across the line. A good start here for that 66 Todd Smith, jumping out in front, but man, that bottom line, it gets around this track in a hurry as the 7 is able to get his nose back out in front, quarter to quarter, side to side. They make their way down into turns 3 and 4. The 7 trying to go into that corner as late as possible. They're still going to be racing side by side here. The 33 Jess Vaught is just going to watch this battle outside his front windshield here. He's actually going to join it now as he almost goes 3 wide with these drivers as they try to fight and tussle their way along this racetrack. Still side by side go the 66 and the 7 battling for this race lead.
There's a lot of beating and banging out there throughout the whole track. These guys are, if you don't have a mark on your truck after this thing, you didn't really race.
He didn't try hard enough, huh? Oh, love some short track stuff. Love the contact out there.
Absolutely.
It's not too much.
Absolutely. 68 Dustin Wade. He's got some fans on out there as well as being a part of this great crew that we have that uses the driver face cams. Oh, is right in front of him, the 5. And, oh my goodness. Talk about a close call. And he kept that thing as cool as a cucumber. He didn't even change expressions. Holy smokes.
Jonah Long got into it with Dustin Eaton there. A little bit of secondary action going on there as well.
So we head on back to kind of see what happened here between Jonah and the 14. Jonah got onto the apron a little bit. Oh my goodness. He tried to save it. Man, he fought that thing hard. Those wheels absolutely locking up and trying to turn back out of the corner here. Let's go ahead and look at. Oh, it was so close too. It was just bumpers just not quite lined up and a fairly hard impact. I know it didn't look like it originally, but man, that 5 hit that outside wall pretty hard. And then I believe it was one of the Paul brothers having a little bit of an issue there. I think it was Chan the Man.
Well, Eaton was nice enough to straighten him back out there, so got him back moving down the track forward. That's another racing deal. We're at a short track. We got about 40 trucks, mile-long track, pretty tight.
He got snagged up by the 1 there. They were trying to check up and spun that 72 machine around.
Shirley Martin saying, pulling for the 81 out there tonight. Daystar Screens and Track Dogs Racing on that pink number 81 truck. She says, number 81, let's go. Daystar Screens, they stop the heat and keep you cool. Go check out this link here. If you live in the Mesa, Arizona area, you need a patio screen done. We got professional installers that'll come out there and do it for you. I love it when people drop little businesses. We could try to at least get the name out there a little more. Get them some web traffic. So, a whole lot of us from Mesa, Arizona, but say get some web traffic, maybe a little more exposure in the search engines and all that.
Well, if I move out there, I'm going to need something to beat the heat. And I know those screens definitely help.
Well, you can contact Dave Mayberry over there at
Yes.
Fox Properties if you are going to move to Arizona. He can help you out.
Do they take angry people out there? Are they allowed?
Well, hey, you won't have to cut the grass. You'll have a gravel lawn.
Yeah.
Go out and prune your cactuses, I guess. I'm not sure how that works.
Well, I mean, it's all I'm up for adventure. Let's put it that way. It's 400 degrees here in the summer, and cold in the winter. I don't know.
1,000% humidity. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for a change already.
Sweet.
Right.
So,
Do a little bit of focusing on some of these drivers on out here, like the 13 machine, sponsored, not sponsored machine. Of course, the AAA broadcasting logo all over Earl Evans' truck here, racing with us on the face cam as well. The outside of that truck has seen the wall a time or two, which, hey, you know what? If you're going to be sponsored by us, it's almost a requirement to snag that outside wall. Also being joined by Mr. Chandler Paul and his War Eagle. I believe, if I was looking through the messages correctly, he was he and his Cult of Chaos team members with Ricky Wittenberg, Austin Paul, and Gary Godso. I think they were going for the old school drag racing cars.
Oh. That's something different you don't see.
Yeah. I missed that.
But, well, it's easy to miss because, man, they have been talking this race up all week ever since the admins had announced that, hey, this is throwback week, man. Everybody was getting all into it and excited and posting their paint schemes here for tonight as we get ready to head on back to Green Flag Racing here. Todd Smith and GS Vought are going to get this one restarted up at the front here as they come back down and across the line. Green Flag Racing here once again. Oh, man, a beautiful restart there for the 33 of Jess Vaught. He was able to get that thing started absolutely beautifully. No spinning of the tires whatsoever. That's going to allow the 7 of Russ Kilgore trying to slide on up underneath that 66 machine, excuse me, as they go side by side down into turns 3 and 4 here. The 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon trying to find his way on through as well. The 55, Ricky Wittenberg, continuing his charge up through this field.
Didn't see why. I saw Andrew Coffin get in the wall, but he kept it straight. I don't know what happened.
It looks like Hot Rod Dave Mayberry getting snagged up in that one a little bit as well.
Well, as that happened, Greg Klein was like a rocket. He's fixed his truck clean. He was making some moves. He probably made 8 spots before the caution came out. So good on Greg and that Toyota throwback.
So Vigilante Force kind of, some of them have some great luck out there, some of them not so much.
Ooh, looks like the 57, just the slightest of taps got into the 5 there. And then we did have some of that little bit of after action with Hot Rod Mayberry. He was going up high. He just almost made it through, just got snagged by that 57 a little bit there. And it looks like the 01 of Kelly Keel got collected with him as well.
And I think Greg saw that about to happen. He just blazed right through it. He's like, I don't need no part of this. Got right on through it, clean as a whistle. So good for the 92.
Well, the biggest mover tonight in a positive direction so far, up 20 spots, the 64 machine of Trevor Robertson. Kind of in the opposite direction there. Greg Klein down 25 spots in 27th place. Don't like to see that number.
Well, he's back. His car is fixed or his truck is fixed. He'll be fine. The problem is he's so far back. That's a lot of cars to pass, and it's not going to be able to do it through just attrition alone.
Everybody is still on the lead lap here tonight. Everybody.
Yeah, I do like that. I think that
is cool. I like it.
So
everybody's racing for position.
Yes, sir. Thunder Alley. Is that what they call this?
Thunder Alley. Yep, that's right.
And
the Rock, Thunder Alley, however you want to say.
And that is something that we absolutely love down here as we start to get things kind of all re-racked and stacked once again. Just going back to that last restart, though, man, Jess Vaught, he had absolutely no issues with putting the pedal to the metal down there and able to get a great launch on this restart as we continue to watch these guys head on around and pace under this caution. Let's go ahead and talk to another one of these drivers here. Just gotta go find that dang channel here once again. Let's talk to that 68 of Dustin Wade, part of Team Tang. Dustin, it's the guys in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good up here tonight. We're loving all the throwback paint schemes, and you got the Kellogg's machine out there running with all the chrome. It looks absolutely fantastic out there, and you're having yourself a good night so far at 14 spots right now, sitting up there 16th. A few little cautions here and there, but looks like everyone's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I feel good where I'm at right now. I feel comfortable. I'm just trying to, keep it clean, keep it out of the wall, and try not to get tied up in any of these wrecks, and see how many positions I can't pick off here. I definitely need to fight for a win at this point in time because my points ain't looking too good, and I need to be in those playoffs.
Well, good luck out there tonight. You got some fans out there. Team Tang has a couple of fans. Amanda Wade pulling for you out there.
That's
so
my wife, yes.
and Annalie Tovar, also hashtag Team Tang out there.
Yeah, let's go. Team Tang, baby.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
Yeah, good luck to him. I do love that paint scheme, man. I love me some Terry Labonte.
Texas
now.
Terry, yeah, man.
Down there from Corpus, you got a park named
Yep.
after him. Have you been past that park in a while?
I have not.
It's a little dilapidated. They need to do some work down there, but I think they're.
In 30 years.
Oh well, it's been about 2 months for me, but anyway, I do love some Labonte brothers.
Well, I hope I don't lose power. If the stream does shut off, folks, I'm terribly sorry about that, but it sounds like a dang freight train rolling by my house, and all it is just wind. So we're getting a little bit of wind up here with some rain, and it's cold, so we got some ice floating around on these power lines as we go back to green flag racing here tonight. Oh, not as clean of a restart there this time for that 33. He spins those tires just a little bit.
Gallagher did as well, got super loose and checked up the line, but everybody able to check up with him. Everything's good.
And side by side, these guys trundle on along. The 55 is side by side. He's right behind some side by side here between the 18 and the 28. Still got some great battles here going along up at the front of this field as the 66 of Todd Smith fighting with that 33 of Jess Vaught. Man, Jess, that outside lane is where they want to be, but it just looks so much more bumpy and unsettling than the rest of the racetrack.
I guess the run off the corner is worth it. Fighting all those bumps, I'm not really sure. Maybe Adam, you know. I guess that's what they're shooting for.
Yeah, it's tough to tell. I'm trying to concentrate on one truck at a time. I think turn 4, it looks like the back end is just coming up on some of these trucks when they're hitting those huge bumps. It's got to be really hard to handle out there for sure.
I think the next driver that we talk to, we're going to have to talk to them about that as the 6 of Austin Reeves continuing to climb up this leaderboard, kind of sandwiched between the 123 and the 10 right now. The 10 running that old Skull Bandit car. Absolutely love that. Oh, behind him, though, a couple guys snagging that outside wall. 34, Mike the Spy Sabanowski getting up in there.
Yeah, I love the old Harry Gant throwback scheme there. Sarah Vaught, she's cheering, of course, for Jess Vaught, but also Kelly Keel, Dave Mayberry, and Greg Klein as well. Or for all the Vigilante Force crew out there. Thank you, Sarah.
3 of Austin Paul picking up. I think that was his first win that we've seen in the Vigilante Racing League at all for that Paul brother last week, but having some struggles here tonight. Couple guys get on by him like Oxendine and Burke here, but he is still hanging on to a 26th place spot as the racing continues to move on. Greg Klein trying to shuffle his way back up through this field after starting way up at the front. Oh, looks like Russ Kilgore in the 7 machine very slow up against the wall.
Yeah, the Rod Baker Ford F-150 smacked the wall pretty good and slowed way down.
It looks like he's
time to recover here.
He's dropped to the apron here. I think he's dealing with some heavy damage right now, and he's just trying to get down towards where the pit entrance is.
And Jonathan Osborne mentioned on the radio something about netcode. He didn't think he hit him too hard or something. I didn't get to see it, but I think netcode might have been involved in that as well.
Ooh, Mike the Spy Sabanowski diving on down late into pit lane, possibly feeling some after effects from his wall hit here. So that's the other thing we got to remember, that here in iRacing, they did start to turn up that, hey, if you keep hitting that outside wall bit by bit, your car is going to fall apart. And so maybe that's what we're seeing here a little bit. Some guys having some issues here keeping that thing off of that outside wall, and that cumulative damage is starting to take effect as side-by-side action continues to roll on, with the 6 and the 123 battling side-by-side here as we approach lap 40.
Yeah, I'm glad they add stuff like that, the cumulative damage, because that's really, I mean, it really is indicative of what would actually happen if you took a truck and just repeatedly bashed the same part of it against the wall. Eventually, that part is going to fail. You're going to lose a ball joint or something's going to break.
I'm just spinning around the track looking at all these cool paint schemes, kind of in awe of some of them. I'm trying to figure out who some of them belong to, like driver-wise in the past, but
See,
really cool.
I knew where the 33's paint came from, but I can't remember. That's a cool throwback as well. You may have to look that one up.
Vaught's paint scheme, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
As the action continues to roll on here, passes being made, people falling backwards and falling forwards. The 8 of Tony, the poke salad Tony, having some good times out there. Still currently up a couple of spots. Ooh, behind him a hard impact goes the 82 of Mike Everidge into that outside wall. That's going to allow some people to trickle on around him, like the 753 Jeremiah Burke, as the yellow flag comes on out. Oh, David Fight having an issue down there.
Ooh, put the smoke down on the track. David Fight, is that the Hooters machine right there?
That it is. Ooh, Mayberry getting into him there.
Ooh.
That one almost looked personal. Of course, we're kind of joking. I don't think
whoa.
Mayberry takes anything personal here.
Whoa, what'd you say? Personal? Hang on now, let me take a look.
Almost looked personal as the 29 of Mayberry gets up and just gives a little love tap to that rear quarter panel of the one machine. The 44 tucked up in behind them here as well.
Yeah, I wish that was personal.
Ooh.
I don't think it was, but I did hear some anger on the radio from somebody else.
Someone,
this is great.
74 Robert Jordan absolutely flew in there. I don't know what happened with him. I wonder if we watch this one as the racing the 46. Oh, he just locked up the brakes as the checkup was happening, and it got that truck loose, and he spins on down into the inside as it looks like Todd Smith is going to lead everyone down into pit lane here.
Probably about time.
A little info on the 48's throwback scheme. That's James Hilton, Virginia native. He raced all the way into his 70s. That guy was around for a long time, raced just about every division of NASCAR. But with wins at Talladega, Richmond.
This has to be a record of how many guys we have in pit road at once.
That's a bunch.
They're getting after it down there together. See if we can get it cleaned up.
And that they are, as Jess Vaught wins that race off of pit road, followed by Todd Smith, George Rincon, and Timothy Pope. Jack the Ripper Dixon losing a couple of spots there, but that's just differential in strategies. Jess Vaught pretty much taking fuel only here as the field continues to finish up their pit stops and rejoin this racing surface here tonight. The 7 of Kilgore, who started out strong, having some issues and is now one, maybe 2 laps down. So he's gonna be feeling it here for sure. He's gonna try to get back up to right around Kelly Keel, who I think is 1 lap down right now.
Deion Jones in the 11 out there tonight, running a Darrell Waltrip throwback scheme in that Mountain Dew machine.
Hey, you know,
that was a popular paint job back in the day. I do remember that one.
You know me, I love my Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, Mountain Dews.
It's Especially when the Mountain Dew logo looked like that, man. It just tasted different.
Yeah, they have some throwbacks sometimes in the corner store. You know,
Yeah. They do.
I've seen that logo. They're trying to redo some of that. It's pretty cool. I like Emig's genuine draft, Rusty
Oh yeah,
Wallace,
Rusty Wallace.
and he's in the number 2 there.
MGD paint. I love that.
Albert Anderson's in a Napa auto parts truck. Who drove that? Not everybody, I think.
Yeah, Mike Waltrip drove that for quite a few years. Chase Elliott's running it now.
Well, that's it.
And Andrew Player has a throwback that looks like a Miller High Life machine, but it's kind of a play on that, which is cool.
Oh yeah. A la who ran that? Bobby Allison ran that quite a few years. Miller High Life paint. I have to look it up now. Damn it.
And you guys are gonna have to tell me. Y'all know more about this old school racing stuff than I do.
Well, we were alive and watching it back then. It's just our memories are getting bad.
What's Bobby Allison?
There you go. Good memory.
There we go. As the pace truck comes on down into pit lane here. 30 laps left to go in this stage, already almost coming up onto that halfway point here tonight. It's the 66 and 33 battle side by side down across the line and into turns 1 and 2 here once again. Ooh, drifting up high goes the 66. He's going to actually lose a couple spots there as the 28 goes for a ride across the track.
Oh, mayhem out there on the track.
Well, that yellow was way late, and I know it's iRacing throwing them because it. Oh, whew. That was
Yeah,
bad.
there was a secondary wreck that was going on almost exactly the same time involving the 64 of Trevor Robertson, kind of in behind that action that y'all were calling.
So, take a look back here as the 28. Oh, looks like he just kind of pinched himself up against Jonathan Osborne there coming out of the corner. Man, our chopper guy, he's definitely, he's probably going to need to go get refueled here at some point. We're going up to see his camera angle here. Yeah, just drifting on up a little bit. Oh my goodness, a hard impact there. And then the after effects.
Oh, Burke just slams into Klein just because the 28 hit Burke, and then Klein gets spun. That was pretty disastrous there.
And Klein going for a spin. 63 going for a spin. You can see the 2 as well. Looks like the 3 of Austin Paul was able to sneak on by through that one. George Rincon able to check on up in time as well. David Kelly trying to get all checked up for that. It looks like he will almost behind him. Kelly Keel getting tagged by the number 1 machine of David Fight. Little close call there, but for the most part, everyone able to try to skedaddle out of that one.
So Benoski has disconnected from the server. It's unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Thanks God. Well, better luck next week, buddy. Dale Goodman, I love the emoji trail right there. He's got a wheelchair, some smoke. 81, yeah. Pulling for Chachi out there. Ashley Osborne out here as well, pulling for Chachi in that 81. Good luck out there, Jonathan Osborne, having a heck of a race so far. In a top 5 position right now.
I don't know how much damage he got off of that deal, but we'll see as this thing restarts. I think our danger is definitely on the restarts, guys. I don't know if it's the cold tires, the anxiety, or what, but that's where we're tending to see some things.
Guys with some wheel spin, last couple of restarts. Let's see if it happens again.
That we shall. 728, Timothy Pope taking the lead and control of this one. No numbers on that truck here tonight. Interesting take.
Which truck is that?
Oh, Tim Pope.
Oh,
Pope
well,
out
I'd
there.
love to ridicule him, but he never does anything else to anger us. Normally, we like to shame somebody, that doesn't put the numbers on it or has the wrong
He's
numbers.
a class act, though.
But he
But
didn't. He didn't need numbers. We know who Pope is.
well, he does have some important numbers for some of us out there. John 3:16 on the back.
All right, there you
Fender
go.
panel, back quarter panel there.
We won't get mad at him tonight. If it was anybody else, though, we'd yell at him. Even Earl Evans.
I'd yell at Earl.
Yeah, if you had the wrong number,
Put the
especially
pizza down and fix your paint.
on our sponsored truck, you better have the right number.
Oh man.
And so we get stacked back up and get ready to go back to green flag racing here. It's going to be Pope and Vaught up at the front. Player Smith sitting right behind him. Mike Adamson making his charge here. Same thing with the 81 of Osborne. Jack Dixon as well, Ricky Wittenberg, John Gallagher, and Albert Anderson all up inside of this top 10, but just outside of it is Austin Paul, Andrew Cawthon, Poke Salad, Tony, Jonah Long, Mike Everett. We still got a heck of a lot of racing here to go with 32 drivers still on this lead lap as we go back to green flag racing here side by side, Pope and Vaught. Man, these two battle season in and season out. They know each other quite well at this point as they continue to battle down the back straightaway here. It looks like the 33 is able to take advantage of that spot and pick it on up as now the 66 tries to move along on the outside here of the 728. Not quite able to get that pass done as it looks like Andrew Cawthon locking up those tires a little bit there, but able to keep that thing all on the straight and narrow. Going off track for a little bit. I think he had some beating and banging going on, losing a few spots right now. He's now side by side with the 63 of Josh Oxendine.
He did a great job holding it. He went down in that infield grass, came back out Dukes of Hazzard style, and still held it.
Didn't even have to go airborne and jump a creek to do it. He just
Wow.
got up on the wheel there.
Roscoe must have been chasing him.
Yeah. Cute. Well, we want to thank tonight's sponsor, Blue Fox Properties. You can go check them out, bluefoxproperties.com, down there in the Tucson, Arizona area. Appreciate you there, Dave Mayberry, supporting this league. Taking over for picking up right where Ricky Whitberg left off, showing all this support for this awesome vigilante racing league.
As the beating and banging racing action continues on, still battling for this lead. Man, neither driver really wants to hold it for too long as Timothy Pope making the charge here once again, trying to get back out in front of Jess Vaught. Todd Smith throwing his name into that hat as well. Jonathan Osborne continues to creep up on these guys with Andrew Player as well. I believe all 5 of those guys have picked up a win here this season. So they're looking to add to that win column in their stat line here tonight. John Gallagher as well. He's making a pass right now underneath that 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. Having a good run right now. Gets that spot down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Beating and banging go Jonah Long, Ricky Wittenberg, and Austin Paul.
Got a lot of guys single file here. When do you see these guys planning their next pit stop? Are these guys going to be able to wait until the halfway point where we're going to see a stage caution?
I think so, Brown. I don't know. Yes, I believe so. They last pitted 42, or stage caution should be 75.
Yeah, they should be able to make that.
I think they're good. I think they're plenty.
I think their tires aren't going to be happy with them trying to make that, but I know the fuel should at least last that long as Hot Rod Mayberry goes side by side with the 4 of Dion Jones back here in the 20s. Ooh, impact into the wall, goes to 13. Oh, there we go. Another one.
Ooh. English, you made me do some hard math.
Sorry, buddy. Like Deion Jones maybe taking credit for that.
Really not much room for air here, especially with the bumps and the tire wear and
Yeah, it looks
tough
like the
track.
four may have missed his breaking point there as he and Earl Evans racing hard into the corner.
Well, Earl was telling people on the radio, "Hey, go low. Hey, go low." He does have some damage. He was trying to tell guys to go around him. He was running pretty high up on the track. Not high enough for the Mountain Dew machine.
And now the 13 has been left to spray for those mosquitoes with a blown engine right now.
Kill all the mosquitoes.
Man,
We still got them down here, even after our little freeze we had.
I don't like mosquitoes.
yeah, come up here. They've been dead for months.
Well,
So it's a lot of people.
I would be too.
I would be dead to the world with all that weather you get up there, Brown. You scared me with the ice. Are you gonna be all right?
Oh yeah. We'll be fine.
I don't like ice on power lines. That sounds dangerous, like
Dude,
a fire waiting to happen.
Oklahoma is bad for that too, man. Freezing rain. I remember driving through there, seeing all the dead trees here years ago.
Yeah, but it's like once a year, maybe. And then Brown's probably looking at that every other weekend. It's like a regular Tuesday.
Now, there was a bad one. I think it was around, I don't know, 2005.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one. I remember that one.
Was
We
it?
were it was kind of awkward timing because we were like coming in and out of the Christmas holiday break or what have you. So we'd already been out of school for almost 2 weeks from that, and then we had a massive storm like that ice storm come on through, which knocked out power to the whole state for almost 3 or 4 weeks. So we were basically out of school for a month.
How'd you stay warm?
Oh, we were fine because thankfully I got a guy up the street who's a kind of one of the higher ups to one of those electric companies. So our street
Wow.
tends to get the power
Wow.
back pretty quickly.
It's the guy's probably like in the mafia. That's how that works. I like it. Hey, you got to hit your wagon to the right deal. Sounds like y'all did.
Yeah, that we did. But I do remember walking out like the morning after when the sun's shining and everything, and hearing like what sounded like gunshots, and it was the tops of the trees snapping because they had frozen.
yeah.
And so like someone had went up with a helicopter at one point to take a picture, and it looked like someone had taken just a gigantic chainsaw to the tops of all the trees, and they were all like level and everything. It was crazy.
Nature's
like-
amazing.
It's like we're
It's-
going back double file, getting ready for another restart tonight. This time with Tim Pope and Todd Smith on the front row here. Todd's been holding his own up there, doing a pretty good job,
Yeah.
staying up here in this top 3 or 4.
He sure has. We hadn't mentioned him much, but it looks like we're going to have to start talking about him now.
Yeah, that M&M's Toyota's been hot all night.
Yeah, that it has as we get stacked and racked here down the back straightaway behind the pace truck. Gonna be making his dive on down here into pit road once again as things get all turned back up, getting closer and closer to that final stage lap of number 75 here.
At 33, Jess Vault right behind the 66. He's hungry.
Oh, you know he is, as there we go. Green flag racing once again as this field trundles on along down across the line and into turns 1 and 2. The 81 in the 33 battling hard. The 66 goes way up high there through turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow that 728 of Timothy Pope to kind of get a little bit of a head start on these guys as the 81 for the moment wins the battle here with the 33 of Vaught. Gonna try to trickle on down. Now that goes the 33 up the inside. Mike Adamson getting pressured by the 123, putting some pressure himself on the 18 as they go nose to tail here through turns 1 and 2. Ricky Wittenberg, Poke Salatoni, and Austin Paul, as well as the 63 of Josh Oxendine battles hard with the 01 of Kelly Keel here side by side. Right behind him, you got Andrew Cawthon and the marked 44 machine. I believe that's the 76 of Jeff Ottinger, losing a spot there, and looks like he might even lose another one here to that 14 of Dustin Eaton.
Oh, the 747's around on the back stretch. We're staying green though. Nope, yellow's out. He tried to stay low. He was trying to get turned around.
Todd Smith, every time we got the last two cautions,
man.
it's made like a grunting noise, like he's not happy.
Happy, dude. He's had some fantastic restarts, keeping some great position out there. And he just wants to get out there and drive and try to pull away from these guys. It's kind of hard to do when they keep throwing yellows, but yeah, man. Albert Anderson, he tried to stay down below the yellow, but these things can only turn so tight. I'm sorry, the white line. And there was traffic coming, so iRacing kicked in and threw that caution. It looks like he got a bump.
So it initialized there from the 48 machine, just a tiny little love tap to the back bumper, but then the 5 comes on through, and really without too much space there to try to avoid it, ends up kind of finishing that 747 off and clipping that bumper and finishing off the send on around. And that's gonna that's gonna get Albert Anderson down here into the pits, getting some damage done, a new set of shoes as well.
Well, maybe there's going to be some fights, and I'm going to start one right now. I got a bone to pick with the people viewing this race right now.
Why?
Because, listen here, this Zuckerberg guy's got like a pistol to my head. He don't want us to be victorious. There's only 3 thumbs up on this machine. Y'all put some thumbs up on here.
I'm
that way
showing
we
7.
can. Oh well, mine shows 3. Well, nonetheless, it ain't 16. Y'all hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, have some fun with it, because Mark Zuckerberg needs to send some new viewers to the Vigilante Racing League. So the sponsorships and all this and that, everybody gets more fun and money and more viewers. That's how it works. So tell Zuckerberg you like this stuff and hit the thumbs up. Sorry,
Well,
I'm not mad at him really. I'm mad at Zuckerberg more than anything.
well, guys, you see any predictions between here and the halfway point? I think we're going to see some guys really pressing hard to try to pick up some stage points, because there are going to be some stage points up for grabs here for finishing well here at the end of lap 75.
And that indeed, especially now, one of those spots into the kind of the playoff 12 has been opened up, because we saw our first 2-time winner here this season with Andrew Player a few weeks ago. So there's at least going to be a couple of people that are going to sneak on in here by picking up a ton of points.
Yeah, it's all about points this time of the year and at this time of the season. So get those points and get some Yahtzee in.
And that indeed, as it looks like Timothy Pope is going to get things started off here on the bottom side as the lights on that pace truck turning on off here. We get ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, we're going to see how Todd Smith does on this outside line once again. Really making it work. Look at the 81 up there now. Restarting in 3rd position. That Daystar Screens Track Dogs Racing pink truck there. He's got a good shot at staying with these guys. A lot of names up there in the front that we see up there quite a bit.
Yeah, you're right there, Mr. English. As well, look at, you got Jonah Long there in that 5 machine. He's up 30. 3 of Austin Paul, he's up 25. Mike Everidge is up 16. Reeves and Keel are both up 11, just inside of this top 15. So we got a lot of big movers and shakers out there tonight, and they're looking to continue to move on up through this field as the pace truck peels off down onto pit road here once again. Gonna have about 6 laps of racing left here in this first stage of the race here at Rockingham. Timothy Pope getting a good smooth restart there. Same thing with the 66 of Todd Smith. A little bit slower there. Wasn't able to quite challenge Tim off the gun, but he's still running hard against the 81 Jonathan Osborne, tucked up underneath him there. And here comes that 66 picking up that momentum from the outside lane.
13 got in a wreck there with the 63. We got several trucks piled up, including the 83 of Hercus. Where did that start? It looked like it started right there around the 13.
And it did a little pinchy pinch action going on up there, it looked like. Now let's go ahead and jump up to the chopper camera. Looks like the 13, the 63 just getting kind of all tangled up there against the outside wall. They were both doing a pretty good job of trying to keep it against each other as well as against the outside wall. Their problem is once they got to the corner, it kicks everybody back down. Oh, the 63 is gonna hate that one as he was dropping down off of that wall. He gets into a Goodweiser teammate there. The 28 of George Rincon, the 83 of Charlie Hercus, absolutely nowhere to go, as well as the 68 tries to avoid all that catastrophe as well.
Super busy down on the pit lane. Most of the field down there right now. Let's see. I see a lot of fuel only stops happening out there right now. Let's see if anybody up near the front takes any tires. Looks like we got a few tire takers, and they're going to drop down to around 10th place. All these guys that took fuel only gained so much track position out there, they're looking for some stage points.
Yeah, and you know, I kind of like that play taking the tires, because as we come to this stage, caution, it looks like we're going to have essentially a one-lap shootout for the stage.
Yeah.
You know, Todd Smith, he's going to be out there with essentially fresh tires. He's not going to have to come back down into the pits, and if he does, it'll just be a splash and go for him. So it's going to be a strategy thing, trying to pick up all the spots that they can here while playing checkers or chess, whichever game you prefer.
Guys that took tires include Todd Smith, Osborne, Vaught, Player, all guys that were running up there in the top 5 or 6. John Gallagher as well, Mike Adamson. You know, that was basically the first 3 or 4 rows. On the last restart. So those guys dropping back down out just outside the top 10. Some of them in the top 10 look like between 7th and 14th place. Not impossible to work your way up in a couple of laps, but you said it looks like they only might have a 1-lap shootout. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be enough time. But then the caution will come out, and these guys have 4 tires of fuel. They're going to last a little bit longer than these guys that just took a fuel stop only. I think they're looking more big picture here, long term. More long term than just the stage points here.
Definitely. Oh, Tony Boak's out there arguing with somebody. What happened there?
I didn't catch that.
I didn't either, but I normally don't catch any of that stuff.
Well, he just said, "What the heck was that?" Somebody must have tapped him, gave him a love tap or something. Under caution.
The 8. Let me rewind a little bit.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Could be. Oh, he got kind of
squeezed.
squeezed.
He's got a cool throwback paint too. Who ran that Pennzoil paint? Steve Park run that for a little while.
I think so. Hercus come up and knocked him around a little bit.
Oh, did he?
Under caution.
Oh man, I gotta look it up. Who ran that old school Pennzoil?
I think it was Park.
Well, speaking of Park, that's where the pace truck is going to be for about a lap, parking it down there on pit road. As we go back to green flag racing here, final lap of this stage, a 1-lap shootout. as the 64 Trevor Robertson leads 728 Timothy Pope to a David Emig on around here. 747 of Albert Anderson also staying on out. He's able to hang on to that spot. Ooh, truck up against the outside wall there as everybody scatters 4 wide, 5 wide, heading on down into turns 3 and 4 as the race here up at the front trying to pick up the stage win, as that one's going to go to the 64 of Trevor Robertson. Timothy Pope gonna follow right behind him there in at second, still beating and banging around. Goes to 123. I wonder if they had called it the stage that last time, so doesn't look like they have thrown the caution here, so I believe stage has been called on that last one. So these guys are racing here in this final stage.
Sounds like it. I believe that is what happened. There's a lot of talk out there on the radio, which I think means violence.
Hey, talking don't mean violence, man. As the 6 of Austin Reeves is side by side right now. We've got the 18 Andrew Player up underneath him right now. You also got the 10 Andrew Cawthon sitting right behind him, so he's surrounded by a bunch of Andrews. You also got 2 of David Emig trying to catch back up to that 728 of Timothy Pope, who didn't take those tires. So expect those guys with the tires like Jonathan Osborne and Jess Vaught and Todd Smith to start making their way through this field. The 33 and the 66 continuing their battle, though, as the 81 and the 55 battle hard up here inside of this top 10. Jack the Ripper Dixon just outside of this top 10. He's now starting to try to gain some ground here once again as well, out in front of the 63 and the 18 as they battle on around him. Oh, we got a slow one down there on the apron. Looks like that's the 33 of Jess Vaught, and he has got a smoking engine.
Oh, that ain't good.
Well, he's back out. He blended back out on the track.
I think he just missed the pit entrance here. He's very slow down there on the bottom side. I don't know what happened with Jess here. He was last having a great battle with the 66.
Yeah.
Oh, netcode got him. Darn it.
Yeah, and his truck is smoking again. That's tough right now under green to have a blown engine like that.
And it was just close, hard racing there, but you could have fit your fully dressed Davidson down through that gap.
Looks like Steve Park did run that paint job that Tony Pope's running. Also, Michael Waltrip ran a Pennzoil paint back in the day, not to mention Joey Logano in present day. All right, I'm looking at throwback stuff, guys.
I want to say thanks for bringing us the important info there, English, as the 6 of Reeves was racing side by side with the 63 of Josh Oxendine and is able to pick up that spot. Now the 751 of Mike Adamson tries to shuffle on through as the 123 of John Gallagher goes side by side here with Greg Klein as he tries to make a charge here tonight back up through this field. But man, Vigilante Force having some big ouchies to that team here tonight.
It's not their best night, that's for sure. Normally we see one of them do really well and the other do at least mediocrely well. So that's all right. It ain't over. We're halfway through this thing. Let's keep it ripping.
That we do, as Albert Anderson and Jonathan Osborne go beating and banging side by side down the front straightaway. Looks like Osborne is going to be able to hold on to that spot as they continue to race on.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff out there on the track, and not only good stuff, good paints. Robert Jordan, even though he's in 32nd, he's got a skull paint job. That's an awesome paint job from back in the day. Russ Kilgore in that Rod Baker Ford. That's not a throwback. That's the current actual dealership there. He's running along. George Rincon in the 28.
It is important information being a throwback race, I think.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
I thought you were being a smart ass.
No.
Hey, are we going to have a fight? What are you talking about?
I'm fighting the broadcast booth.
Let's do it. I will officiate. Brown's got a lot of length on, like, his arms. He's got a big reach.
Man. Hey, look, man. And he's got 20 years of youth on me, man. I don't want to get in scrap with Mr. Brown, but I don't foresee that ever happening. Well, let's talk a little bit about the fans out there. Ashley, I was going to say keep it strong, number 81. Tab BZZ, number 6, saying let's go Team Tang. Sarah Vaught not very happy about her pop getting a little bit of net code there and maybe some engine trouble there, Brown. Did he recover from that? Is he getting fixed down there?
Looks like Albert Anderson hard up, or no, that was the two of David Emig up into the outside wall. He almost rode that thing around along the fence line there, but able to get it back down onto all four wheels and onto the racetrack. That's going to give that spot to the 747 of Albert Anderson here inside of this top 5 as Trevor Robertson continues to lead this field on along here. That Gorilla Glue, or at least for me, it's the Gorilla Glue machine.
Yeah.
Up 38 spots in the lead of this thing. The 66 Todd Smith trying to make a run here. You got Andrew Player and John Gallagher going 3 wide. Oh my goodness, Jack the Ripper Dixon, he's coming on down into the pits. Ooh, that got close.
Somebody yelled on the radio, reckoning 4, but I didn't see anything.
Must have cleared down the low. And you're talking about Vaught. Unfortunately, under green, he's lost himself a lap. So he's sitting there in 35th place, lap down.
See the 88 with a pretty aggressive pass on the 8 machine. That's Dustin Wade. I'm sorry, the 68 in that Terry Labonte sponsored truck. He kind of bullied the 8 around and got him out of the way. But hey, man, it's short track racing.
And that it is.
I love it.
As we continue to race along here at Rockingham Motor Speedway, you got Mike Everidge side by side right now with the 3 of Austin Paul. And they got a couple hungry drivers sitting right there behind them as well. Dustin Eaton and Kelly Keel as they continue. Oh, we got some smoke up ahead of them, though.
Oh, what happened there in turn 2?
Looked like the 10 of Andrew Cawthon getting involved with the 123 of John Gallagher. Oh no, looked like the 5 of Jonah Long involved as well.
Well, now we're starting to get a little angry on the radio. The screen went blank for one of the drivers.
Oh, I think it was John Gallagher.
Oh no. I've had that happen before, where it'll kick out into Windows because Windows has some kind of update or something reminded me, and it minimizes iRacing. I've had that happen before. That's so frustrating.
Man, there he is, staring at his number the entire time, trying to find where he was so I could select him to view him. And yet you can just see he tried to slow down as much as he could and turn down to the left, while at the same time trying to stay off the wall. Came back up onto the track, snagged the 63 and the 5.
Here come all your fuel-only pitters. They're coming back in. They're getting tires this time, I think.
And as we pace around behind the pace car here, Todd Smith staying on out as he did get his full pit stop done back there on lap 71. Jonathan Osborne as well as Andrew Player, Mike Adamson, John Gallagher, Tony Polk, Charlie Herkis. A whole bunch of guys were actually able to stay on out from that one.
Dustin Wade in that Labonte paint getting a lap back here. He is the lucky dog. He'll get back around there, catch up to the tail end of the field.
Now we're going to have 3, it looks like 3, Andrew Cawthon, Earl Evans, and Jess Vaught maybe fighting for the next lucky dog position, which we will get one, looks like.
Just about guarantee you're going to get it.
At least Earl Evans and Jess Vaught will be fighting for the next spot, Andrew Cawthon. So, yeah, we're going to guarantee that. I'll put that down in the old, as a bookie, I'll guarantee it. But, man, I mean, here's the thing with iRacing and computers. You got to kind of look at it as like out on the racetrack and somebody has a motor failure or something breaks it's kind of the same thing. You have to look at it that way when your computer fails you, like what appeared to happen right there and causes a crash. It's just part of iRacing, is it not?
It most definitely is. Let's go ahead and talk to another one of these drivers, and he's part of that Good Wiser Racing team. The 64 of Trevor Robertson. You got a copy here, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man, it's been a wild ride down there out on the track. Coming up here, about 50 or so laps to go, and it's kind of looking like the outside line is where everyone wants to be. The problem is, this track's super bumpy up on that outside, and that wall has seen a lot of action.
It's definitely bumpy. It's very hard to keep it off the wall. I've already been in it once, and it's better up front. I'll just say that. It's a lot more calm.
Well, Trevor, we enjoy watching that Gorilla Glue truck out there every week. So far, it looks like you're the biggest mover so far tonight, up 30 spots. You started way back in the back. You're now sitting in ninth. Did you just not want to qualify here, or what was the reason for starting in the back tonight?
Lost internet, and I got connected and missed the start. So when that first caution came out, it kept me from going a lap down, and I was able to get at the tail end of the field. So it's pretty lucky.
Great recovery out there tonight so far. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Well, that was interesting that happened to him. He's very lucky to
equipment
be
problems.
Definitely, there's all kinds of weather all over the place, and that could be part of it.
It could be. Well, he's as the pace truck heads on down into pit road. Here we go. Looks like people were still trying to get waved around and get around some people here, but we go green flag racing nonetheless as Osborne and Smith race side by side. Osborne getting the jump under the gun there. Smith falling into line. You got the 18 of Andrew Player going side by side with the 751 of Mike Adamson. The 123 and the 8. Poke Salad Tony and John Gallagher go beating and banging through turns 3 and 4. They're going to still be side by side as they come back down across the line.
A lot of 3 wide right there on that restart. That makes me a little bit nervous. A little discussion on the radio about some
we got another one
contact.
falling down. Oh, please avoid that inside wall. I think he did. I think that was the 7 of Russ. No, it wasn't the 7 of Russ Kilgore. It was a paint that looked somewhat similar. Having a wild ride down there, but was able to avoid the inside wall.
Mayberry's limping that 29 machine around here. He's getting past a pretty good rate of speed here. Able to avoid contact with most of these machines, letting guys go low, but going 3 wide with Mayberry right there on the outside, that's kind of scary for him, I bet, up there.
I think so. He definitely, I'm trying to see some damage to that truck, but his truck looks okay. Oh, well, now it's not. Oh, still beating and banging. Oh, there goes the 28. Oh, man, and we got one flipping upside down. Oh, everybody. Oh, man.
3 in the 57 contact after the fact. 57 came flying in there. He thought he was clear, I guess.
Brown, you had a good look at that one. Wow. That action unfolded right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it all... I can't say it all started with Hot Rod there, but he was having a heck of a time up against the wall. Eventually, it looks like he got hit from behind here. Let's go back and...
He was trying to stay out of the way.
He was, but I think what happened was he scraped a lot of speed off after hitting the wall the first time. I gotta find Mayberry's name here in the list.
Oh, okay, I got you. I see it now.
Head on up here so we can take a good look at it. So coming out of turn 2, snags the outside wall, almost snags the 01 of Kelly Keel with him. Oh man, looks like the 82 Texaco machine gets snagged up, and of course right behind him was the 28 of George Rincon, one of his teammates. And then the 28, and I believe that was Chan the Man in the... No, it's Austin Paul in the 3 machine getting snagged up, and Austin going for a wild ride. And then while that's all going on, Jess Vaught just trying to slow down there as looks like the black and white skull machine tries to sneak around that other Goodweiser machine, the 50 of Gary Godso. Oh man, and just nowhere to go. Snags the back bumper of the 50 and goes for a wild ride. Oh man, just absolute carnage out there. 753 of Jeremiah Burke goes for a wild ride as well. Just a tough night for these guys at a very tough track.
Jonah Long with a black flag there.
And Brown, it's perfect.
He just got disconnected for packet loss. Sorry.
It is a tough track, and we got to remember this as drivers, viewers, friends, family, whatever. You know, I am one of these guys that likes to see the hatred and all that, but let's be honest. This is a super tough track. There's a lot of trucks out here that we got to tamper down our emotions a little bit, just a touch. Might want to rewatch the replay about 30 times before you send complaints to the race control, because it's just tough. I mean, what you think is somebody's fault might have been your fault. Just the way, that's the kind of way short tracks go, you know.
And God bless Lori for having to sort all this stuff out and read all the messages. She's going to get bombarded with messages. Sure.
And I can feel, and I think you can hear it too, English, some of the talk. They're starting to get a little frustrated out there. So just hang in there and let's get this thing over with. It's a very tough race, fun track, but there's a lot of stuff happening here with the bumps, the rough surface, the 40 or so trucks out here. It's just tough.
And Brown, we've still got a third of this race to go here. I see nothing happening but even ramping up even farther the aggression and frustration.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you kind of heard it there a little earlier on when we were talking with that 64 of Trevor Robertson. He's liking it up at the front because it's a little bit more calm. Not that the racing is, dead and they're just single file or anything like that, but it's just a little more calm. But that's also because the people back there in the middle, they're trying to fight their way up to get to that calm area. So it's definitely a battle out there tonight for sure, as the pace truck makes his way on down into pit road here. Back to green flag racing. The 66 breaks the tires loose a little bit on the inside as the 81 on his outside battles him hard across the line into turns 1 and 2 side by side as they make their break down onto the back straightaway here. 66 almost definitely stepping out there a little loose coming off of turn number 2. That's going to allow the 81 of Osborne to stay with him. Little bit of a door check. Ooh. Some right side romance going on here tonight at Rockingham.
Boy, they're really trading some paint up there on that front row. I love the action.
There's a lot of action.
Just as we get done saying, the front's a little bit more calm. Well, here we go. Inside of 50 laps to go. This thing is getting turned on up to 747. Albert Anderson continuing to make some moves here. He was racing hard against the 64 Trevor Robertson. He's now got the 2 of David Emig and the 728 of one of his teammates, Timothy Pope, back here. Well, as I thought I was hearing some tire squealing, but turns out it was not the case. 92 Greg Klein continuing his charge.
Yeah, two got a little crooked there. Tire smoke coming off of that car.
Yeah, but he held it. What a great hold by the number 2, Emig.
Out there in YouTube land, Sarah Vaught saying her daddy can't catch a break tonight out there. Just fought in that 33 machine. And God bless that woman talking about her mom, Lori, out there having to deal with all this stuff. Robert Chipman said he was unable to race tonight due to a computer issue, but he's enjoying the live AAA broadcast. So thank you so much, Robert. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, I hope he is. I mean, we're enjoying it. It's just these guys are really they're trying to race. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody wants to be number 1, Ricky Bobby, and there goes Polk. Polk just got
Yellow is out. Not a whole lot of damage there, though, I don't think.
No, it looked pretty clean as far as a caution.
The cleanest wreck we've seen, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what you saw there, Brown, if there was any shenanigans behind them.
I think the 01 just getting a little snug and getting the squeeze on there on the on Polk Salad. Tony, just sneaks on up into him there. Thankfully, the hits weren't too hard there. And as they were just continuing to wreck throughout the corner, the one eventually finally got to a point to turn the 8 from going the wrong way to back going the right way, and looked like the field behind him was able to check up in time as well.
I'm gonna coin a new phrase for that. That's the Canadian hug. That's the Canadian crash. I know they're not Canadian, but the Canadians are so nice. That was like a nice friendly crash, where nobody really gets hurt.
Well, I was glad to see we didn't have ARCA braking and stuff going on during that race. We saw the 44, who's actually, we don't have a 44. Who is the 44 out there?
Is that the 76 of Ottinger? Yep.
It might be Jeff Ottinger. So Jeff Ottinger saw that happening, immediately got out of the gas, started squeezing the brake just a little bit. And,
Okay.
yeah, that's great looking out by guys like him, preventing some ARCA braking from happening, which just causes more wrecks.
Well, that's the great on him, but he's the guy that doesn't have the right number.
So we still have to berate him a little bit?
I have to chastise him. Andre, your number says 44, but your number 76. It makes for a real confusing thing.
Yeah,
so.
report to Lori's office after the race.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit the HR trailer as well.
Well, good news for Sarah Vaught out there. Her dad just got the lap back, so he's back on the lead lap here.
All right, so there we go. Vigilante Force with some good news. Also some good news there. 92, Greg Klein back on out there inside of this top 10. Speaking of Greg Klein, let's go ahead, pull him on up here. After having a week off last week, Greg, and this week, hey, it was off to a rough and a rumbly of a start. It definitely looked like maybe the bumps and the outsides of these turns is what's causing a good chunk of the issues we've been seeing here tonight.
I mean, it's typical Rockingham. It's really hard to get off a 2 on the outside, and that kind of messed me up on lap 1 with cold tires. But, man, it's been up, down, trying to fight my way back up here. And so far, back up to 9th, we're not doing too terribly bad.
Yeah, great job out there tonight. We had commented earlier, we both, at least 2 or 3 of us have raced with you for years. We thought, wow, that's not like Greg to make a mistake like that. But cold tires, man, especially... Talk about how crowded it is out there, too. That's got to be challenging for y'all.
Oh, I mean, it's crazy challenging. Unfortunately, it's leading to a lot of cautions. Just trucks really tight out here. But, man, we're going to try to keep it up front, hopefully not have any more issues, and just see where the heck I can finish this thing. I need a good finish.
Yeah, your team needs a good finish, too. And right now you're looking good from what happened. So good luck to you the rest of the way.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Greg back down there to the rest of his Vigilante Force team. They have been beaten and battered and bruised, but their fighting spirit continues to roll on here as Mike Adamson, he's going to start this thing up at the front. He's going to have his teammate there, the 747 of Albert Anderson, to his outside. You got the 64 Trevor Robertson and the 728 of Timothy Pope up there as well. Excuse me. Ooh.
It happens, buddy.
Ooh, that was not good.
I feel the same way. I had Domino's tonight. Domino's, if you want to reach out, give me a free pizza for all that heartburn you gave me. Feel free. It was great. I loved it, but I need another one to save it.
Oh man.
It does happen to the best of us.
Oh my goodness gracious. As the pace truck heads on down into pit lane here, that took a while to get figured out as we go back to green flag racing here. Lap 114 out of 150. Closing in on the final 30 laps of this race. A good restart there for the 751, 747, and the 64. Still battling side by side behind them, though. Battling for that second place spot. You still got Timothy Pope, Austin Reeves up here as well. David Emig in that 2 machine. He's trying to go side by side with that 63 of Josh Oxendine. He's got that 92 of Greg Klein sitting right there behind him. The 14 of another Dustin Eaton continuing his charge up through this field. Same thing with that 01 of Kelly Keel. Everybody looking like they got some damage.
92 in the 2.
That's y'all's fault. Y'all talk to Greg.
Hey,
oh, terrible.
Yeah.
You talk to him too.
Oh, come on, guys, check up.
Was it?
It's a
Greg?
parking lot. Stop.
Hmm. It was actually
Oh mercy!
Mercy.
A lot of
on me.
lot of after action there.
There sure was.
Jeez.
So let's go ahead and take a look back at the 2 and the 92. I think the 2 saw that he was maybe pushing out a little too far coming out of the corner, just wasn't able to get it back down in time as the 92 was coming around. And welcome to the dog pile, the 82 getting snagged up. Ooh, the Hooters machine sneaking on through, slicing and dicing. Who's driving the Hooters machine here
A
tonight?
Hooters car. Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah,
Oh, it's the one. It's David Fight.
David,
Yeah.
David Fight juked and jabbed and did everything he possibly could to get through that one. Let's go ahead and take a view from his camera here.
Kawicki's little car, isn't it? Isn't that the throwback?
Ooh, goodness gracious. Being on his toes is the one machine.
Yeah, the old Kawicki. That was a tragic thing that happened to Alan Kawicki. Good race car driver.
Unfortunately,
Polish victory lap still going on in his memory.
Corey Klein getting snagged up in that one, heads on down into pit road. 82 Mike Everidge as well. 76 Jeff Hunter getting some pit stop stuff done here, making sure everyone's all topped up on that fuel, getting ready to head on back out there to the racetrack, which is currently being held for the lead by the 728 of Timothy Pope. The 01 of Kelly Kildo, he did stay on out there and not come on down into the pits. So Kelly moving on up to a top spot here right now. Andrew Player up here, 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry as well. Up here in the top 5. 10 of Andrew Cawthon, got the 28 of George Rincon, 68 of Dustin Wade back up inside this top 10. Looks like Gary Godso is going to drop back down into a pit lane once again as well. Dion Jones, 123 of John Gallagher, and Poke Salad Tony Pope having some pretty good race going on right now, as I believe we're going to be going back to green flag racing with exactly 30 laps remaining.
Only 2 fast repairs for these guys available. Who's used them all? Who's used them both up? I bet Greg Klein has
No,
used both.
he has. He has. I've watched him use them both earlier in the race, so hopefully he doesn't have too much damage. I'm sure. And look at them. They're all beat to hell. I mean, these trucks. Look at Dion Jones' truck. It looks, all the paint is off of that thing. That Mountain Dew, awesome looking machine.
I don't see any of them looking like modifieds yet, so we might see that towards the end here. But yeah, Sarah Vaught saying they also had Domino's tonight. Well, if you have that enough nights and you get to be in your 40s or so, you're going to be on Nexium like me.
No, maybe we have a class action. Heartburn. Let us know.
Don't start
No,
that.
I'm kidding. I love the Domino's. It was my own fault. I got the Brooklyn style with pepperoni and jalapenos. That's not a good comp. It tastes great, but it is. It's very tough on you.
Digestive system.
Yeah, but it is really good. Oh, it's a tasty little treat. Don't kid yourself. I'm not the type that would start a class action against such a great pizza maker.
You're not going to sue Velveeta about the shells and cheese being the wrong time or something.
No.
That's a joke.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many jokes we could go on for.
Round, what do we got on this restart, buddy? We got to get back to race talk here.
We got the 728 of Timothy Pope with the 01 of Kelly Keel side by side here as the pace truck heads on down back into pit lane, back to green flag racing. We go side by side across the line and into turns 1 and 2. Pope with a good restart there, able to jump out in front of the 01 machine. The 18 able to slide in front of the 29 machine of Hot Rod Mayberry as these guys continue to battle out there and along and hard. You got the 747 side by side with the 4 of Dion Jones. Ooh, little shake up here up towards the front. We got almost 3 wide happening back there as well. As it looks like the 68 of Dustin Wade, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place here. He's got the 10 and the 28 in front of him, breaking all the way down to the apron and coming back up the racetrack, able to get that thing all saved after breaking a little loose there.
Couple people scraping the wall back here around 15th place or so.
Something that's amazing to me.
Oh, there goes the 8. He gets snagged up.
Polk, Smith, Chan the man, all involved in that one.
Man. We caught that one as it was happening. Just looked like the 66 trying to squeeze in between here, between the 8 and the 63. He had some pressure from that 33 coming up on him, but just not quite able to make it in there. And looks like the 8 machine getting some beaten battered there. Oh no, I think the 72 of Chan the man ends up losing an engine out of that one as well. So
oh man,
Brown, I'm gonna have to give it to you. You've done a great job, especially how do you keep all that energy? You're still going after it. I'm worn out. Are you on the W? What's going on?
No, not tonight. It's the promise of leftover steak and cheeses sitting in the fridge.
Ooh, cheesesteaks, baby.
Man, that sounds amazing.
I can't call it a Philly though because it's not official Philly style.
Well, they can go eat one because
it's your version of it. Why do you call it a New Hampshire Philly? I don't know. It sounds amazing.
One of these days, I gotta make my family a not a Philly where you use chicken, like shaved chicken instead of beef. And
oh yeah, they do that down here all the time at the Philly places.
Do a little.
It flies in the South. Don't worry about it.
Some fajita seasoning or something.
Yeah,
they call it a Philly chicken or whatever down here.
Yeah, I got like a taco line kind of seasoning to it.
Hey, you're on the right track, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you got peppers, onions, and meat in some kind of wrapper,
and cheese, any kind of cheese,
seasoning is the way to go too, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Blackstone is an amazing thing. So,
yes, it is, and I still haven't even done smash burgers on it yet, which I guess is like the one thing you have to do.
It is. I've done that, and it's pretty good. You're gonna enjoy it. But at least you have that going for you. I don't have anything going for me right now.
I do, and
bed.
How about this going for one of these drivers? The 6 of Austin Reeves getting back up here into a top 10. So let's go ahead and talk to him. Part of that rambling about racing crew. Hey, Austin, it's the guys in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Having a somewhat okay of it tonight. Up 14 spots. Looking at a top 10 right now as we're closing in on the final 25 laps of this race. What have you been kind of seeing out there? Because you've been kind of stuck in the middle of the action a little bit here tonight. There in kind of like the midfieldish area.
Yeah, there's been some hard racing all race. Just trying not to get taken out or take anybody out. It's been a lot of give and take though. So hopefully it'll stay green these last 25 laps and we can work our way to the front.
Well, next week, we got a heck of a race coming up, Watkins Glen. How are you on the road courses, and how is the RAR crew going to do out there?
I don't know how we're good on road courses. We might suck it up next week.
Well, good luck, bud.
Yeah, good luck to you. Get some practice in after this. I know that you're probably worn out after this one. This one's taking it out of the drivers, but it's fun to watch. I know it's real racing out here. So good luck to you.
Thank y'all.
This is roots racing, isn't that what they call it?
It is. It's just a lot of trucks, a lot of laps, and it tends to happen. This is nothing out of the ordinary. It's nothing to bad against the vigilante guys. This happens with every race we see, no matter who's putting on a race, right? Short track, lots of trucks, lots of cars. Equals a little bit of caution, some anger, and all that. So that's just what we're seeing.
Well, as these guys get ready for the restart, Sarah Vaught cheering for her uncles out there, the 01, the 29, the 92.
And the 18 and the 28 getting things restarted off here. Player and Rincon side by side off and down the front straightaway here. The 10 of Andrew Cawthon having a little bit of an issue on that last restart here. That's going to allow the 68 of Dustin Wade already up 27 spots on the night. Holy smokes. Oh, as we got one going for a ride.
Gallagher.
Oh, man, how did he save that thing from absolutely plowing over that inside wall? I don't know. He is slow, but he is able to rejoin the track. What a save there as the 68 races against the 28 here. Hard back down across the line. 23 laps left remaining in this one. The 747 of Anderson trying to make some moves here, as well as the 751 of Mike Adamson coming a little loose off of that corner, trying to make their way around that 10 of Andrew Cawthon, as Ricky Wittenberg, sitting just outside of this top 10, sees all the action happening right in front of his eyes, in front of that windshield.
123 of Gallagher absolutely smashed the hell out of the inside wall, and that thing's still running. I don't see how, but yeah, Adamson and Anderson working together pretty well right there. Kind of scary right there. 751 got a little loose there, as you mentioned there, Brown. But looks like they're getting it figured out.
We've seen this before. 751, 747, Adamson and Anderson.
Ooh, the squeeze was on. The 10 coming on down to the 6. Thankfully, I forgot who was down there on the bottom. I think it was the 64. Saw it all happening. And they backed out of it for just a quick second and able to avoid absolute catastrophe there as the 63 and the 64 go battling side by side. The 14 of Dustin Eaton right there, as well as the 81 of Jonathan Osborne. George Rincondo having another stellar night here tonight, trying to pick up a race win. He's got that 18 of Andrew Player out in front by about a second, but he's holding up pretty good. That 68 of Dustin Wade and that 751 of Mike Adamson.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Turner. When we see guys go 3 wide at Rockingham, it just triggers something in me, and
yeah.
Man, it makes me nervous.
Well, my thoughts are inconsequential anyway. I'm just like I'm the dumb guy. I was just trying to say Adamson and Anderson work well together, right? We've seen it before, and they're doing that right now. So that's really cool. And Just Vaught is moving his way through the field.
Big wreck.
Cawthon's crashing.
Oh Lord, somebody's upside down.
Rod Baker's in it.
Is that Pope?
I think Timothy Pope got involved in that one. Yes, sir.
Dustin Eaton as well.
They're mad now.
I think it was the 14 of Eaton that I think initiated this. Gotta go back and watch. Heading into the turn. Hey, just gets the quarter panel there of the 10, which causes absolute mayhem as the 63 was working his way on down. And the 14 clipped just enough to send Timothy Pope on barrel rolling. Absolutely nowhere to go there for Ricky Wittenberg trying to avoid that thing. Just Vaught finally able to avoid one of these wrecks, sneaks his way on through, but then even more carnage coming on in as the 7 gets snagged up in it.
Well, Russ Kilgore pretty pissed on the radio. He is manually disconnected. So has Timothy Pope. So the night over for the driver of the 7 at the 728.
Timothy Pope went flipping. And here's kind of what I was talking about earlier. I'm all about the anger and whatever, but before you start saying stuff, you have to think about what happened. Yeah. And I think the emotions for these guys sometimes get the best of them, and that's just natural. It's not anything to say, anything bad to say about the drivers. It's just natural to be upset and say something that you might not should have said, right?
Well, and look, in the heat of the moment, we've all said stuff that might not apply to the situation. These guys are going to go back and look at the replay. They'll have a cooling off period.
Yes, they need to
before they start sending Lori stuff. So
we'll say though, Just Vaught, He did get lucky. He did end up actually warping through
Yeah, he did.
Timothy Pope there. But how many times have we been there, Mr. English, where last lap wreck at like Dega or Daytona or something, and you just find a way and you filter on through it. You take it when it happens.
I think that's why Sarah Vault went woo, because she saw her daddy just kind of fly through that as it was happening and able to survive that. So the 33 got his lap back, and now he's halfway through. The lead lap car is currently sitting in 12th spot. He's got some work to do, though. A lot of good drivers out here at this track tonight. I enjoy this kind of racing. This 1 mile track. It's bumpy. It's abrasive. It just beats these guys up, and it's fun to watch, guys. I'm having a blast.
And we're going to have the final inside of 15 laps here as we get ready to head on back to green flag racing. Excuse me, in
Earl
the final
Evans.
stage of this race.
Sorry, buddy. It looks like Earl Evans done for the night. Looks like his motor blew up. I believe he's out of fast repair, so he'll finish back in about 33rd-ish. 3 laps down. So, well, thanks for running our paint scheme there, Earl. We sure do appreciate you in that Michael Waltrip throwback paint. That was from Michael Waltrip's rookie year. He ran that very, very colorful paint job way back in the day.
Yeah, I like that paint scheme. We may have to get a hold of that, and we may have to use it in our own races. Well, we haven't really raced in a while, but that'd be fun.
It'd be fun to do some demo laps with it.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Earl about that.
Yeah, maybe. As 18 Andrew Player already got 2 wins on this season. He's going to try to hold off that 28 of George Rincon, trying to look for his first win here. I don't think we've seen George pick up a win here in the 3 seasons that we've been watching these guys, but he's one of those guys. Hey, he can do it. He just things need to be in order for him here. 68 of Dustin Wade as well, looking for the win. 751 Mike Adamson, Albert Anderson, everybody trying to get that win so they can get in to these playoffs coming on up, starting in just a couple of weeks as the truck goes down and we go back to green flag racing. A smooth restart there for the 18. No spinning of the tires whatsoever. That's going to allow the 68 of Dustin Wade to filter on through past that 28 machine. 747 of Albert Anderson's going to try to do the same thing and follow them right on through. He's still going to be side by side with George here, though, as they head on down into turns 3 and 4, coming hustling back across the line. Going to be 12 laps to go as this field battles hard and fights for every position that they can possibly get here. 751 in the 6th battle side by side.
Oh, 3-wide action between Chachi, the 33 and the 63. They get it sorted out, though. Woo, Yahtzee, it's getting intense.
Hey, somebody's around in the reverse car. Okay. Ottinger got into it with a red truck.
I think that's Gary Godso. Getting involved in that. Oh, we got some action going on here. Oh, 747 goes around. Same thing with the 6 Austin Reeves.
Yeah, he spun like a top, didn't he? Man. See what happened on that.
He did. Oh, they were three wide, and of course English. He's restocking up on that cooler as that was happening. So let's just see here. Albert Anderson.
Oh, hit the wall.
Well, so this started actually before it a little bit here. I need to just change.
Okay, Robertson. I see. We are behind.
Yeah, so it was the 66 and the 747 beating and banging on corner entry, which got the 747 up into the outside wall there, which then brought the 64 into play as he was getting turned down the racetrack. The 64 then is now 3 wide with the 63. Anderson still in the meantime trying to save it. The 33 had just avoids calamity again as the 747 comes back down and across the track. Oh, gets into Hot Rod Mayberry as the 6 machine as well of Austin Reeves. Man, another one of those guys that Man, we just gotta stop. We just gotta stop talking to people, man.
I think so. But the 747, okay, this and the 66 got into it. It pushed Albert Anderson, America's driver, into the wall, came down a touch, and then what appeared to me with the 64 and no 747 turned into a touch of net code, which really spun him. Not that he wasn't going to hit him regardless, but just caused a whole bunch of mess. So just another one of those racing deals we've seen all night. Dustin Eaton has manually disconnected.
It's just gonna be one of those nights as the 18 Andrew player falling in here. We're gonna go back to green flag racing with 6 laps left to go. Gonna be player Wade, Rincon, Smith, Adamson, Oxendine, Robertson, Jess Vaught continue the climb, Wittenberg, Osborne, all inside this top 10, but don't you dare count out that 01 of Kelly Keel, the 4 Dion Jones, Mike Everidge in the 82, 76 of Jeff Ottinger, Tony Pokesell Tony, he's still in it. Albert Anderson, he still had a fast repair left, so his truck's all right now. He's still in it.
Only for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
You guys got another yellow? What do you guys?
We didn't do anything. It was your fault.
Sorry, guys. Oh, was it a broadcaster curse thing again?
Yeah.
Yeah. It always
What
is.
happened?
Partly. Anderson ended up getting tagged a little bit, some good hard racing, and then some people went slidey, and then we had some 3 wide, and then the 6 of Austin Reeves got involved. It was a whole...
You pulled him up. That was your fault.
Man, we gotta entertain the fans somehow.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh, mercy. Papa Albert out there saying, oh, no, bad break, son. It happens. This short track racing. You got to kind of bury those feelings down deep.
Don't do that. I had a mental health class today. No, you got to express yourself, and you have to call a counselor. If you have issues, please call a counselor. We don't want to have any problems out here. We don't need any trigger stuff happening out here on the track.
Yeah, that's true.
It is for fun.
Amanda Wade says, let's go.
Watching that 68 Kellogg's machine run up here at the that Kellogg's machine, it should come back in real life with all that chrome, man. That thing looks good.
I do love it.
Dude, I love it. I love
great.
the old Texas Terry paint job. He's starting outside row number 1 here, boys.
That indeed, as we go back to green flag racing here, 6 laps left to go. Oh, the 18, he just didn't go. He gets piled on up, and he gets beaten and banged as he goes spinning like a top into turns 1 and 2. Oh, and everyone just now piled back on in.
Jeez. These guys can't catch a break here, man. Well, I think this is going to put us in green-white checker territory, boys.
Pretty close.
Maybe.
I don't think it will be an official one, so we might... And these guys typically only have that one attempt.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, God. I should have looked at it before we jumped into the session. We'll find out if it does happen.
I think at least they have one. I think this is the track. I think we have one here, but I could be wrong.
Oh, man. Yeah. The 18 just absolutely couldn't get the power down to those rear wheels, and you can see him spinning, sliding, and of course that checked everybody on up, and people trying to fight and battle their way on through again. The 33 getting some good luck on there, getting around that contact before anything too severe happened, and then just an absolute pileup heading on into turns 1 and 2. Osborne kind of snagging the 18 a little bit there. The 4 getting involved. 123, 57, the 83. The two was able to stop in time there though. So either way though, 68 of Dustin Wade, he was able to get the power down. He's gonna be able to start getting some lead laps now.
Yeah, Herc is with probably some pretty significant front end damage. Not able to get that thing back down in time and hit one of those cars that was sitting in the track. Sarah Vaught saying Dad's car barely missing these crashes. Yeah, he's got a horseshoe or a rabbit's foot somewhere on his person because he's dodging them all. He's going to start, looks like outside row number 2 on this next restart if he doesn't hit.
He's back. I mean, what a
Never
battle
count
back
him
for
out,
him.
that's for
No.
sure.
Wow.
Of course, the schedule is full of tracks that Jess loves to race, and a lot of these guys love to race. So he's really doing well out there, working his way up. He's definitely put the work in. That's for damn sure.
Oh, they do a great job with this league. But English, if would you rather have a rabbit's foot? So the horseshoe, did your grandparents put it above like a door?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
me too.
I'm
And I don't know why.
remember.
And then you have the rabbit's foot in your pocket on your keychain, right?
Yeah, I had one on keychain. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. That's sad. We both live the same lifestyle. I'm starting to get upset about that.
Why?
I don't know.
I
think we're from the.
Well,
I don't know. Hillbillies. We're both hillbillies.
There wasn't many hills where I lived.
Well, they call them hillbillies. They call them rednecks. They call them everything else. We have a lot in common when that comes to
I
stuff
don't like
that.
name calling.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I'm kind of
I don't want to
upset.
be painted into a corner. Don't categorize me.
Nobody puts English in a
puts
corner.
me in a corner. Well, it looks like green white checker attempt 1 of 1 is upcoming, Brown. As these guys get stacked up 2 by 2.
It is. So we get ready for. Oh, is this our one and only attempt?
Yep, one and only attempt.
Oh boy, running out of laps here as the 68 is gonna lead this field on around. He's got the 66 of Todd Smith. He's been running hard up here all race long. The 63 of Josh Oxendine and the 33 of Just Fought as well in tow. It's gonna be the restart here. That's really gonna be the key to the 68's attempt to try to pick up the win here tonight. We heard it from him. He needs a good finish here tonight. He's almost got a win to try to get into these playoffs coming on up here as the pace truck makes his way on down into pit road here as they exit turn number 4. Green, white, checker racing here in the final few laps of this race, and away we go. The 66 and the 68 beat and barrel their way down across the line side by side. Still they go as the 66, he's just so good at putting that power down. We got people wrecking behind him. The 64 goes for a wild ride. That's Trevor Robertson stuck across the track. Same thing with the 4. That's gonna
end it.
That's gonna end this thing. So looks like the 66 of Todd Smith with that good restart picks up the race win here tonight.
We're going to see the final finishing order once.
Excuse me.
These guys come back around.
Yeah, they're trying to get things all straightened out here, and they check up for the pace truck. I think there might have been some slight miscommunications there, but either way, that's like you said, that's going to finish this thing on off. I think the field just needs to remember to come across the line one more time before they make their way down to the pits. Don't lose any positions. I forget who that happened to, but it happened to someone in NASCAR once. He forgot how many laps there were.
Mark Martin.
Was it Mark?
Yeah, you got a copy on me? I got a cord unplugged.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh,
Okay.
you're clear as
All right, it was an unimportant plug.
Okay, don't worry about that plug. I don't know what's going on in the English is Louisiana locale.
Sorry.
Dustin Wade, what a run, dude.
Up 28?
Up
Yeah, the 68 machine having a great night here tonight. And so this race ends under caution. You hate to see it end under caution, but you know what? That's okay. That's just how some races end up going. Smith with the win, Wade in second, and Vaught bringing home third. As I do have to get something all set up here because I totally forgot about it.
Well, and keep in mind, everybody watching from at home, the results that we announce are going to be unofficial until confirmed by Lori and the admin team. So just keep in mind, if something changes in the standings later, points or finishes or black flags, what have you. Just keep in mind that everything's unofficial until certified by Vigilant Anti Racing League staff. So we're going to do our best here to try to get it right, but just keep in mind it might be different later on down the road.
And I believe we ended up having right around 30 people finish the race here tonight. Let's see who our random draw driver is going to be here. So 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be the 11th place finisher, Mountain Dew, Dion Jones in the 4 machine.
Well, according to iRacing official, it's Jeremiah Burke finished 11th.
All right, then.
That's what I have. That's what iRacing is scoring.
Then Jeremiah Burke it is. Because that is how we do things. We go by the official iRacing one.
Even though it's unofficial, this is the best. This is the best example of what we have for scoring here. It's what they go by. So
yes. That in.
Well, how about this, man? Smith with a freaking race win. That's so awesome, man. And Vaught picking up 3rd after being a lap down.
Yeah, and so let's go ahead and talk to that man himself. Let's go ahead and pull up the 33 of Mr. Jess Vaught. Jess, man, talk about the range of emotions for you in this race. Looked like the kind of first half of this thing, made you couldn't get anything to go your way. You were involved in a few beats and bumps and bruises, and then the second half, you were able to sneak right around it all, and you were able to claw your way back up here for a good podium finish tonight.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. A little bit messy. I had 66 came off the wall early and had contact. I don't know where we were running. I think it was in the top 3 or 4 there. And that's what happened. I ended up getting stuck in the back. And it did not seem like I was going to be able to dig out there. So I was happy to be able to kind of get back up in the mid-range from 15th to 10th. So everything else was gravy beyond that. But anyway, yeah, overall, I'm happy with the finish. I'm not happy with how it went down, though.
Well, you had a great cheerleader out there in Sarah, and she was talking you up on the social media. We're glad that she found the stream and is watching now, supporting y'all and Team Vigilante. Talk a little bit about next week, man. Y'all got Watkins Glen coming up. It's my favorite road course. I don't know about you, but we're looking for great things to come out of Vigilante next week at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like the road courses. I think you'll see the usual suspects on road courses up there, like Burke and Adamson, me, Pope. Pope says he doesn't like road courses, but he runs well anyway, so we know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I like it because it's, you don't have stuff like this where you just piled on top of each other all night. You're racing the course mostly instead of everybody else, and the person who does the best at that, takes care of their equipment, usually has a good night.
Well, you took care of your equipment best you could. It was a battle. We had a lot of trucks. It's a small track. There's tempers are out there. I tried to advise everyone, hey, think about it before you say something. I know the emotions are high. I think once they look at the race, they'll realize, hey, it is what it is. It's a short track, and you came back from it and ended up in 3rd. Congratulations. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my daughter, Sarah. I mean, yes, she found the stream, and now she's an outstanding cheerleader. So I appreciate that, pulling for me and Vigilante Force and my teammates, and of course Lori for everything she does. Basically everything for the league. I'm able to step back now and just be a driver. And then you guys are putting on the show, man, which it's just continued to impress me as we move along here. So thank you for that.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on fighting your way back up there for that 3rd place finish here tonight. Good luck next week at Watkins Glen. I know you're going to really enjoy that one, and we look forward to this countdown here. Playoff time is coming up on us.
Yeah, not long now. Just a few races left to qualify with the big super speedway wild card right beforehand. So that should be fun.
That
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
you too, Jess. Indeed, as let's move on up to our hard charger of the day and our second place finisher. It's going to be that 68 machine of Dustin Wade. Dustin, man, oh man, we were a little worried there because, broadcaster curse started peeking its head on out there a little bit, but hey, you were able to get the job done somewhat here tonight. I know you really wanted to pick up that race win and guarantee that spot in the championship playoffs here coming up. But man, this second place definitely helps you on out there. You were in 12th before coming into this thing, and I think the point race is just getting tighter and tighter for you.
Yeah, definitely needed that podium spot. I made a bad decision on myself, and I knew it as soon as they dropped the green flag. I should have took the high side on that restart, especially with the green white checkered there. If anything, I would have had the better momentum on the high side to at least get the run down the backstretch, and then I could pin him off, going into turn 3 and 4 there. Just bad call on my part, but all in all, I'm happy. I can't complain about it. I got fantastic points for today, and I picked the podium up. I mean, I'm tickled pink. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, great job out there today. You got great support system out there, Amanda, and some other
Yeah,
fans
shout
out there.
out to my wife. Thank you so
Oh,
much, wifey, for being in the chat. I think she brought me good luck tonight, and definitely I would say that your guys' curse is broken. All right, because this is the second week in a row, right? Second week in a row that you guys have talked to somebody and actually they've fruitioned into the race.
It didn't work out for everybody we talked to tonight.
Not everybody, but I'm pretty sure. Didn't you talk to the winner of last week's race? I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, we did. We did.
At one point in time, I thought so. Yeah. So hey, you're making the steps in the right direction. You got a first place and a second place. You guys are doing all right.
Well, you're helping put Team Tang on the map. Really representing out there tonight with the podium. Great job tonight.
Thank you guys, and thank you again for everything that you guys do. Lori, Jess, for running this league, doing a fantastic job. Shout out to my wife and shout out Team Tang, and yeah, let's go.
Oh, great job. Congratulations on that podium finish. Good luck next week at Watkins Glen.
I'm going to need it. I'm going to have to do a lot of practice. I don't know if you guys know, but like I'm only 3 months into iRacing here, right? So I'm new to this.
Oh, wow.
Rockingham, this is the first race I've ever actually officially done at Rockingham. I've never raced here. I did a few practice laps. I did a few AI races. Just got the feel for the track, and I felt comfortable. So I just got to hit the books with Watkins Glen and see if we can't pull something off again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So because you're only about 3 months into iRacing, we'll give you a little tip for road course racing in these trucks. Just keep it on the track. You gotta be perfect. You don't gotta be fast, but you can't make silly little mistakes like going off the track there at Watkins Glen. Thankfully, you'll have enough runoff areas there to help you on out. But congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, Dustin. Up 28 spots, which is our hard charger of the day. Congratulations, man.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
That's crazy.
That's another guy with natural talent. I mean, we see somebody come around like this every now and then. He's one of them. 3 months into iRacing, and he's doing that good.
Yeah, it's
great.
Speaking of talent, let's go ahead and talk to a guy who's got a boatload of it over here. That's the 753 Jeremiah Burke. Jeremiah, you just couldn't seem to keep that truck out of trouble here tonight. Just kind of fought and clawed your way through this field time and time again. Able to get up to 11th here, though, to finish this one off.
I really can't believe I did that. I was 2 laps down at 37th for most of the race. That was just kudos to everybody for wrecking the crap out of each other. Got me back on the lead lap. And then my fresh tires, of course, running to the back, I wasn't burning anything up, so I ran the whole beginning of the race on one set of tires. So there at the end, I could put 2 sets on, drive up through the field, salvage a night.
Yeah, and I mean, we thought that we might see a few drivers do that, kind of kick some tire sets towards the end of this deal and it really did pay off for you. Up 11 spots. Great job, great finish tonight, finishing on that lead lap. Next week, buddy, tell us about Watkins Glen. What are your feelings on it?
Well, you guys know how I like Hawkins Glen. I mean, I think my worst finish there is second, so
Great.
I'm ready for it. Let's go. I think I got out of this week without a penalty, so I can start up front, and we'll just go for it. I'll try to lead all the laps. I led all but 2 last year, or last time we ran the Glen. I led all but 2 laps, so I'll try to lead them all this time.
Awesome, man. You got any shout outs before we get to the next one?
My teammates at Limitless Motorsports, Albert, Tim, Mike. Man, I couldn't do it without these guys. I'd probably rage quit earlier. That was getting pretty stressful at some point. But make it work every week, and it's been a struggle this season, but I think we'll turn it around, and I think we'll be all right.
Oh, man. Well, either way, anytime you're sniffing a top 10 here in a 40-car field, things are looking pretty good for you here tonight. So good job there, Jeremiah, and we look forward to seeing what you can do and pull out of that hat coming up next week at Watkins Glen.
Thank you, guys. Looking forward to talking to you next week.
Ooh, the confidence.
JB's got the confidence going for next week, man. He's ready.
Calling a shot.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you somebody who else is ready, and that is the 66 of Todd Smith, punching his ticket hour. Now, hold your breath here, English. You're gonna spit out some beer. Our 9th different winner here this season, and we've had 10 races. Todd, congratulations. I know you've had a couple chances already this season to pick up the win, couldn't get it done, but here you are tonight, finishing on that top podium spot.
Man, I feel like I should be on the podium probably 5 times. If it ain't a mistake, it's somebody else's mess I get caught up in. I even the next to the last caution tonight, exited pit road. It was closed, so I had to go to the back. And I fought so hard, dude. I drove so hard.
Yeah, we've seen that happen to you, week after week. You were one of the guys to beat up there in the front. And, man, glad to see you get it done on a short track. We could hear the frustration in your voice when you got a good restart and you were doing well up front, and then the yellow would come right out. We could hear your frustration on the radio, and we felt for you. It's like, man, well, hell, man, he's doing really well here, but he can't capitalize on it because we keep getting some cautions. But that's just kind of the nature of short track racing, and man, it's glad to see you get up here, get a win in that number 66 Toyota.
I appreciate you guys. Like I said, everybody up front, I know they was driving their butts off. It was a fun track. You got to race the track there.
Well, you didn't let frustration get the best of you, so great job.
It was hard.
I'm sure it was. We could tell. Great job tonight. Next week, Watkins Glen. You got any quick thoughts on that? Any shout outs?
This league is awesome. I found them in the recruitment race here a while back, and I'm just glad I'm here. It's a good bunch of people. We get in each other and we talk through it. So far, that's the way it's been. It's been a really good bunch of guys. The schedule's been pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to the Glen.
Well, we're hoping you stick around, man. Vigilante Racing League has been around for, what, guys? About a year and a half or so. And they really do go out there and do these recruitment races, and it's very structured, which is good. A lot of the guys love that, and I hope you stick around for a long time. We see a lot of good potential in you, and you've been doing some great driving out here, and we look forward to seeing you around here for a long time, Todd.
Again, thanks. I do have to shout out real quick to Jess and Lori because they do a hell of a job with what they got to do. But thanks again, guys. That was awesome. I'm so excited.
And with that, the action here from Watkins Glen has been completed, and we get to kind of reminisce on the racing action we've seen here tonight. Some absolutely fantastic driving. We've seen some incredible wrecks as well, but in the end, it's going to show that 66 on top. And boys, it was a good one.
Yeah, it was. And here's my beer crack right here for you guys that. Here's to the guys that finished out there today on the lead lap. Man, what a hard fought race we had out here. Even the guys that stuck around after taking all that damage, and just running around out here and finishing, gaining some attrition positions. I can't wait to see what we got in store next week. Like Jess said, and Burke as well. We've got several guys in here that love Watkins Glen, and it's my favorite road course. And I can't wait to see what these guys do up there with these trucks.
Yep, definitely I agree. Best road course for the NASCAR platform. So next week will be fun.
It should be, as we head on down there to tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here in today's race. That starts us off with that 66 of Todd Smith punching the ticket into those championship playoffs here, picking up the win here tonight. The 68 of Dustin Wade, like he said, he thinks we officially broke the broadcaster curse, but either way, he gets a great finish here tonight. Up 28 spots, your hard charger of the day in second. 33 of Jessfot. Man, he had to fight and claw his way to get to this one, but he was able to do it to get his way back up into third. The 81 Jonathan Osborne had a solid race here tonight as well, finishing in fourth. You got Josh Oxendine as well, having one of his better finishes here this season. So far in that 63 machine, able to walk home with a fifth place. George Rincon as well. We saw him up at the front here towards the later stages of this thing. Just almost couldn't work out for him there, but able to get a solid sixth place spot there for him. Kelly Keel, another solid run for the 01 machine, finishing in seventh. Albert Anderson in the 747, able to take home in eighth place. Ricky Wittenberg in the double nickel to 55, finishing here in ninth. With the Mike Everidge machine, he's been doing some great work for that 82, up 18 spots, finishing in that final top 10.
Yeah, sorry, Ricky, I didn't mean to sound surprised, but I'm glad to see you up there in a top 10. That was well earned. Jeremiah Burke in the 753, our lucky draw driver tonight, up 11 spots. Really fought hard out there tonight and got lucky too. Let's face it, a lot of guys got lucky and made some moves and was able to dodge some stuff out there on the track. Austin Reeves in the 6 machine finishes in 12th place, up 12 spots. Gary Godso in the 50. We didn't talk about him much on the broadcast, but wow, what a solid race out of Gary. Up a hell of a lot of spots. He'll finish in a 13th place after starting in 31st. Andrew Player, man, he ran into some trouble tonight. Started up in the third row, and he'll finish in 14th place. Trevor Robertson in the 64 machine, your last truck on the lead lap. David Kelly in the 49 will finish in 16th place, up a lot of spots. He started way back in the back as well. The 4 of Deion Jones, involved in a couple accidents tonight. He'll finish right where he started, pretty much right there in 17th. Russ Endicott in the 57 will finish in 18th place. 19th will be Jeff Ottinger in the 76 or the 44, depending on if you watch the broadcast or not. Tony Pope finishing right where he started, right there in 20th place.
72 Chandler Paul, 21st. 29 Dave the Mouth Mayberry, 22nd. Number 2 David Emig, 23rd. 751 Michael Adamson, 24th. Number 10 Andrew Cawthon, sitting there in 25th. Number 1 David Fight, 26th. 3 of Austin Paul, ended up 27th. 74 Robert Jordan, 28th. 1, 2, 3 John Gallagher, 29th. 92 of Greg Klein, ended up in 30th.
83 of Charlie Herkus will finish in 31st place, 14 laps down. 18 laps down, Dustin Eaton in the 14. Timothy Pope, oh man, what a rough night for him in the 728 machine. He will finish 33rd. Earl Evans, kind of similar story there. in the 13 sponsored, not sponsored AAA broadcasting machine with that Michael Waltrip throwback. He'll finish in 34th. Russ Kilgore in that Rod Baker Ford F-150. The 7 truck will finish 35th. 36th, the 5 of Jonah Long. Oh, man, that guy had some X's tonight. Whether it was his fault or not, he had some contact out there tonight. 36th. 37th, Jack Dixon in 48. Mike Sobanovsky in the 34 machine rounds out your field.
And that was a big field, to say the least, at this short 1 mile track here at Rockingham. But what wasn't short was the love all y'all showed there in the chat here tonight. And you know why we say this? You guys are the reason why we do these broadcasts, and having such a great time hanging out with each and every single one of all y'all. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. It's all for free, and you get alerted every single time that we do go live over here. And be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see, so that way Mark Zuckerberg, not Zuckerberg there, Adam, gets alerted that, hey, you know, these guys are actually pretty good, and we should probably share this with more and more people, and we can join this great community as we continue to cover some great, fantastic races. Speaking of these great, fantastic races, we have to thank some fantastic sponsors who bring it to us, and that is Blue Fox Properties, Mr. Dave Hot Rod Mayberry himself. You can give him a call at 520-850-4189, based out of that Tucson, Arizona area, but hey, he can help you anywhere across the country buy or selling a house. You can give him a call for a free consultation. There's not a lot left in this world that is free. Heck, even air isn't free really anymore. So be sure to give Mayberry a call, because this housing market, it is absolutely insane. Be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor today. So on that note, as we close things down here, we'll be live once again with a me, myself, and I broadcast coming from Richmond in that Num Thumbs Racing League ARCA series. So I look forward to having y'all out there for that one. But until then, Mr. Turner and Mr. English, go enjoy that concert coming up here and have yourselves a great night. We'll see you guys later.
We gone.
See ya.